Okay, welcome back. I've been on something of a hiatus. I got a new job, and so I took a break from doing the black box collection. And I was out shopping the other day looking for a cable for my keyboard, and I saw the Cowabunga collection for $24. So I Googled it. What was on the Cowabunga collection? And it is the essential retro video game collection for TMNT enthusiasts. We're talking all four of the NES games, all three of the tournament fighters, both arcade ports, which is unbelievable. Hyperstone Heist, Turtles in Time, even the three games on the old, Nintendo Game Boy. So, what a blessing this was for $24, an outright steal. Um, I can finally do games on this channel that I've been wanting to do forever. I've been wanting to do Hyperstone Heist and Turtles in Time. And I've always not only have I always wanted to do the arcade game, the actual arcade port on this channel, but moreover, I have always wanted a physical copy of the arcade game. And, aside from the NES, the harshly watered down NES port, which I've already done on this channel, we never had it. So now we finally do. It is manna from heaven. I am so excited. We're going to kick off the TMNT-A-THON with Turtles in Time today. Technically, we kicked off the TMNT-A-THON last night with Hyperstone Heist. I put together a great play where I only lost one life. And then after I uploaded it, I realized, oh no, the mic was muted. So the commentary was lost. So we're going to have to delete that and record Hyperstone Heist another time. For today, though, we're going to be doing Turtles in Time, the Super Nintendo version, the one everyone's more familiar with. And how awesome is it that it also has the arcade version of Turtles in Time? I tried this the other day, and look at how hard it is. I got my butt kicked, just so many enemies. You really need to have a friend to play with if you want to make any headway. Oh, whoops, no, we don't want to do the arcade game. We want to do the Super Nintendo port. And, there's basically very little original I can say about the SNES version of Turtles in Time. This game is beloved. If you grew up in the early 90s, you had a Super Nintendo, there is a 99.9% chance you played this game. Everyone played this game. Everyone loved it. Not sure what Nintendo Power named Game of the Year in 1992, but it very easily could have been this game. It's widely considered one of the best beat-em-ups. All right, so let's go ahead and set the challenge. So we're not going to do it on hard mode, which means we're not going to get the true ending with Pizza Power and the blimp. We're going to do it on normal because the object is going to be to beat it without using a continue. We're not going to change how many lives we start with. We're going to start with 3. And we're going to play as Leonardo because I find Leonardo to be the most balanced. He can take a fair amount of damage. His speed is good. His power is good. Michelangelo and Donatello seem a little bit too slow and sluggish for me. Raphael, in my opinion, is the most fun to play as. He's so fast. You just fly all over the screen. Unfortunately, he can only take a couple hits before he dies. Raphael is as fast and fun as he is. He's a little bit on the weak side. So Leonardo, the most balanced, will play as Leonardo. And something that's absolutely great about this game, if you owned it as a kid and you played it, you almost certainly played it. Maybe you had a friend, a best friend that you played it with pretty often, or maybe you were lucky enough to have a sibling that you played it with pretty often. In 1992, I had a Sega Genesis. I didn't get my Super Nintendo until, I think, summer of '94. But I did have a neighborhood friend in 1992 that had this game, and we played it a lot. Whenever I play this game, I think of him. And it's funny how, you know, nostalgic video games are almost like time capsules. You know, you think about where you were, you know, what you were doing, who you were with when you play a game like Turtles in Time. I think James made that point on an episode of James and Mike Monday where he was talking, where they were playing the original Donkey Kong Country on Super Nintendo. And admittedly, I am spamming the throw because I want to rack up as many points as possible these first couple levels. Usually by level 3, I'm not spamming the throw as much. I will spam the slam, though, in the later levels. But that throw is so invaluable because you get 3 points, it brings you that much closer to an extra life.
Cat Blues.
I can remember when it must have been 1997, which was probably around the time when a lot of kids who had grown up with Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis and Nintendo were, starting to upgrade to the Nintendo 64. So you could go into a lot of, mom and pop used game stores, and you might find a copy of Turtles in Time for like, $20. Even back then, it sold a little bit higher, maybe $15, $20. Even back then, it would have sold a little bit higher though, because it was considered a more desirable title. But I just remember, I think I picked up a copy back in 1997 and was just shocked, oh my gosh, I can have one of the greatest games for just $20. Off to a pretty good start. So we may be seeing a collab video coming up soon. Rockin' Cat Reviews this is a game that is compatible, or excuse me, the Cowabunga collection, the games that have multiplayer like Turtles in Time, Hyperstone Heist, the arcade game, Manhattan Project. They all have they're all going to be compatible online with Switch Online multiplayer. So Rocket Cat Reviews might do a maybe we'll take a stab at the Turtles in Time arcade, because solo I was getting my butt kicked.
Pizza time. Pizza time.
Man, and who doesn't have memories of playing this level with a friend or a sibling and fighting over who gets those pizzas?
Pizza time. Pizza time.
By the way, this Rat King fight coming up, I stink at. So if I lose a life on here, go easy on me in the comments, please. I don't know what it is. I can never get properly lined up. Oh, one more. Let me guess, it's going to be one more hit. Yeah, that's the most frustrating thing in the world, when you lose a life on a boss. Whatever, I should still be able to beat the game without using a continue, as long as I don't get my butt kicked too hard in the next 3 levels.
Technodrome. Let's kick shout.
Love this Technodrome level, even though it was omitted from, or was it? It was designed specifically for this level, or for this SNES port. Having terrible luck. I can usually make it through that segment without losing a life. Oh well. Now, beat 'em ups I absolutely love, so Turtles in Time, just a godsend when it came out. It's so funny. Well, maybe silly, but my approach to beat 'em ups is you look at it like a chessboard. You know, there's a couple of obvious strategies, like right there, enemy stacking, especially in a level where you have tight corners. But also, you look at it like a chessboard. You learn to look at the enemies as like chess pieces, you know, capable of certain movements. Like these ones I would think of as like rooks because they have long reach. These blue foot soldiers I would look at like knights because they have that erratic forward movement. Whoops. Alright, let's not lose a life on Shredder and we should be fine. Okay, pretty good run on Shredder. Slash, also, we need to not lose a life on. Slash, in my opinion, is the toughest boss in the whole game. When you're Raphael, taking on Slash is not a problem at all. But if you're one of the slower turtles, with Leo, he can be a bit of a challenge. But if you're Donatello or Michelangelo, Slash will just kick your butt. I don't know what it is. I'm not good at that boss battle. Not a fan of those foreground trees. If this were a Capcom beat 'em up, I'd know there was a power-up in Capcom beat 'em ups like King of Dragons. They loved to hide their power-ups behind the foreground items. Okay, should be the Stone Warriors coming soon. There they are. Oof.
Pizza time.
Ugh. Getting my butt kicked by Slash. Ah!
Oh, that was
Yeah, I'm not good at the Slash fight. Okay. So we just have to do better on the next couple levels and we should be fine. I'm not too worried about the last two levels, but bury my shell at Wounded Knee and Skull and Crossbones I need to do better on. So not having a very clean run like I would like, but That's okay.
Skull and crossbone.
Now, the only concern I have with this level is this has the foot soldiers with the frisbees. Those guys are... You don't want to mess with them. If you get cornered, they just eat you alive. That guy right there. There's a segment right before the boss battle where you have to be super careful.
Pizza time.
Oh, there he is right there. Okay, so that's the trick right there.
Oh, Delta.
Really shouldn't be losing a life on Bebop and Rocksteady. This is a fairly easy boss battle. Good news is we're about to get an extra life, and we're about to... This is the Bury My Shell of Wounded Knee, easiest level in the game. Maybe next to Neon Knight Riders. That one's also pretty easy. So we got 2 easy levels in a row.
Bury my shell at Wounded Knee.
Everyone loves the music for this level.
Pizza time.
And see what I mean about that fourth hit in the combo? That seems to be Leonardo's only weakness. Is it's just such poor. Oh no!
Oh, hell
I can't believe I lost a life right there. Right there by the pizza. That stupid barrel.
Pizza time.
Oh man, really wish I hadn't lost that life on this level. I still think I'll be able to beat it without using a continue, but that's embarrassing. I've had a pretty poor run. I think I've lost I lost life on Tokon Razar, lost life on Rat King, lost life on Slash, and now lost life on
Neon Knight Rider.
Bury My Shell at Wounded Knee. So I'm not very good at the boss battles, I guess is the takeaway.
Pizza time. Pizza time. Pizza time. Pizza time. Pizza time. Pizza time.
I think the joke's been made like a million times already, but this is 2020, and of course we all know what happened during 2020. Everything was locked down. I think that's when I started my channel, was 2020. I could have done better. Alright, and Krang. Not too difficult. I shouldn't lose a life on this boss battle. He's actually easier. You fight hit the same form at the end of Hyperstone Heist. but I remember him being easier here on Neon Knight Rider. All right, Technodrome, Final Shell Shock. Or excuse me, Starbase AD. What a great adventure this is. The turtles traveling through time. Nothing against Hyperstone Heist, but it doesn't have these great future levels and those great levels in the past. The levels are pretty generic compared to the really interesting ones we get in this game. There we go. Yeah, here we're just clearing them out as we can. We're getting routed by these stone warriors. Ah, I thought I was out of the way. Okay, here comes the part of the fight I stink at, where he starts laying the, those, enemies. There we go. Kind of a tense little fight. I always find myself tensing up a little bit in that Krang fight. And we should be able to beat Shredder, Super Shredder, with a life left. And I agree, this really hasn't been my cleanest run. If I'd played with Raph like I would have preferred, I would have gotten annihilated.
Technodrome, the final shell shock.
With Shredder, I always go, Super Shredder, I always go a little bit cautiously. I guess, by the way, now would be a nice time to point out that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles really is, there is something of a resurgence going on. We got the action figures from Playmates coming back. We've got, pretty sure there's cartoons still. We got the COWABUNGA collection. Like, I got a notice from my pal Rockin' Cat Reviews that there was like a re-release of the Technodrome from Playmates on Amazon. It was only like, it was an Amazon exclusive, and it was only like 45, 50 bucks. So I had to jump on it. And that's it. So even though it wasn't a very clean run, I still finished with plenty of lives. Over 1,200 points. Pretty good. Of course, like I said, it's not the true ending. Would have had to have beaten it on hard. Not quite there yet. Maybe next time. In the meanwhile, Turtles in Time. What can you say? Great game. Absolutely love it. All-time classic. Holds up. One of the great beat-em-ups. And that concludes part 1 of our TMNT-A-THON. Next time, I think we might be re-recording Hyperstone Heist. So stay tuned. More to come.